Welcome to Castaway Cay, Disney's private island here in the Bahamas. We're here on a 7-night, very merry time sailing aboard the beautiful Disney Fantasy that you can see behind me. Now, if you're interested in Disney Fantasy content, be sure to check out our Disney Fantasy playlist on our YouTube channel. We will have daily vlogs. We will have a full and complete ship tour, as well as a full tour of our veranda stateroom. So lots of fun to be had there, including our Day 7 vlog here at Castaway Cay. But for today's video, I'm gonna walk you around, give you a full and complete tour of the island, show you all the different fun things there are to do. It is a beautiful, gorgeous location and a beautiful, gorgeous day to boot. So let's go ahead and get it started. Let's begin our tour of Disney's private island, Castaway Cay. All right, so we'll begin our tour here right where you disembark the ship, and currently they do have some lovely holiday decor over there, but that always, that won't always be the case. So you get off the ship here, walk down this here path. It is paved, which is really nice, works well for strollers, wheelchairs, and the like. They do have vendors here selling cooler bags full of water. You can get different
6 bottles of water, sir. With the bag, sir.
So there's your prices and different options that you can get here. And it looks like they do have some showers right here as well, which is kind of interesting. I guess if you wanted to get some sand off of you before you head back on the ship. And then on this side, they are checking out the towels. This is the only place to get them on the island, they said, so make sure you grab them before you start heading off too far. There's a cool little building here to say Bob Chapek, Master Shipbuilder. He's going to be the CEO, or I guess he is now, for the Walt Disney Company. It's got his name on there, and there's also this cool Castaway Cay, like old style gas pump there, but that does say restricted area, so I don't think that's for guests to use. And we're just going to proceed forward down the sidewalk here. So right under the Disney Cruise Line and Castaway Cay flags that are waving in the wind is a personal favorite of a lot of guests. That is the post office here at Castaway Cay, Bahamas. And yes, it is an actual post office. You can send postcards, letters, different things here, one party at a time currently for COVID. And the post office is currently closed, but you can drop off postcards and letters at the guest services counter. So just keep that in mind if the post office happens to not be open during your visit. Just past the post office, you'll see first of many photo opportunities besides by the ship. The large buoy says Castaway Cay on it. You'll see those all throughout the island. They have one right up here facing back at the ship, and we'll show a couple others as well. Right now, we're going to proceed through this little area here. I believe this is where they're queuing people up for those photos, and where we will have to check back in when we head back to the ship later. So we're going to pass through the photo crowd here and continue our tour. So just past the photo opportunities, you will find this seating area. They do have some high top tables and stools, as well as picnic tables, Adirondack chairs. The picnic tables and high tops do have umbrellas to provide a little bit of shade. Nice view of the water and the ship itself. So a nice little spot here just to kind of chill out and take it easy. Oh, and this is interesting. This sign here says Captain Bob Iger, who was the CEO. I guess he kind of like decided to stay on for a little bit of easier transition, but I'm not sure exactly where we're at in that process, but that's a nice little Easter egg there. So just next to that, you'll see the sign here that says Marge's Barges, as well as the Welcome to Castaway Cay sign, and the dock out that says Castaway Cay Sea Charters. Here at this kiosk is where you will check in for like glass bottom boats, kayaks, things of that nature. If you have an excursion, you can check in here for that. Next to that, we do have some important information. Of course, swimming is at your own risk, and children should always be supervised, but wanted to point out that complimentary life vests are available at the snorkel rental stations. And of course, ocean conditions can change throughout the day, all that jazz. And always be alert, because you never know when fun things like this are going to happen. Daisy and Donald driving through on their dune buggies. Super cool. But what I wanted to point out is this very large map right when you come in through this area, and it's going to give you the entire overlay, show you where everything is. So just kind of give you a general idea of where we're going here. So we got off the ship and we've come around past the photo op. This is where we're at right now, and then we're going to proceed across the bridge, head through this main area. This is like the activities beach here, where they do boating and jet skis and stuff, and then the snorkel beach, family beach, and then on around over to Serenity Bay, which is the adult only area, as well as this part here with the observation tower. So lots of stuff to take in here. They do have a tram service that will take you around the island as well, so you don't have to walk that entire distance. So here at the tower, it says cargo handling is our tram stop. The first one was service to Scuttles Cove and Castaway Beach, and less than 6 minutes Bahamian time for the next tram arrival. So you can just wait in here. You see they do have the long line right now because everyone just got off the ship. But you'll wait there to get on the tram. It is complimentary, and that will take you to those different spots around the island. But of course you do not have to take the tram, you can walk. Just make sure you keep left and you will find another great photo opportunity here. The Castaway Cay sign, the barrels strung up, and even right now some garland with fish and crabs and stuff. I love it, love the themed decor. Oh, and there's a blow up Santa out by the boat. That's really fun. So here we go. This sign is giving us what we need to know. 7 minutes walk to Scuttles Cove and Castaway Family Beach. So that's where we're headed right now. Of course, as the sign before that said, we need to keep to the left because we are pedestrians. This area over here is like the, I guess you could call it the driveway, right? The road for the trams and the golf carts and everything like that. Where they're going to be driving. If you're walking, you'll want to stay here and you get the beautiful view right along this crystal clear blue and green water. Absolutely gorgeous. So here is that bridge that we saw on the map a little ways back with our big welcome sign. Welcome Disney's Castaway Cay. And because it is a very maritime sailing, we do have those giant wreaths up there, which are awesome. Ooh, and even some smaller ones down below on every other post. Man, they really went all out here for the decor. So we're gonna follow our path along here and head over to Scuttles Cove and the Family Beach and all the fun stuff awaiting ahead of us. As we continue along our walkway here, we'll find another photo spot, this time with some crazy characters. Right now it's Goofy and Pluto dressed up in their island best. Got the life vest on, I like it. Looking good, fellas, looking good. So we have reached that next tram stop here. So the tram's pulled in here on the circle. So if you were coming up to this next area, that's where you would want to get off the tram. We have our directional signs here helping us find out where we need to go. So we're going to keep heading forward right here. I want to point out there's a towel return drop right here. So if you want to drop your towel before you got on the tram, you would have that option. And just to give you an idea of exactly where this is at, you can see the ship back over there, and then this is the pathway that we just came down. You never know who you're gonna see here. That's one thing to keep in mind as we proceed forward with our tour. So we see our sign here says Castaway Ray's Stingray Adventure. There's also a sign with some backstory and information about this area over there. Oh, and Minnie's on the dune buggy over there now, meeting with people. So we come out here on the sand, and we are going to find like the activities beach, basically the watercraft activities beach, if you will. So they have the Hobie Cat sailors out here. They have aqua trikes. There is some kayaks, it looks like. I do believe if you're doing a jet ski thing, this is where you might meet for that as well. So all of that available here on this beach right when you reach the end of the path or the initial initial shuttle pathway as well, just right here. So just across from the watercraft activities beach, we will find Scuttles Cove registration. This is the kids area on the island. I think it's essentially akin to like Oceaneers Club or Lab on the ship. So you can register the kids in there, take them through, have a big fun play area in there. Unfortunately, not going to be able to go in and show you that. They're not having like an open house or anything, and I'm not a child, so I don't have a child with me, but this is where you would come to register for them for that. I do see like a water splash play area there, and they're all doing some activities, so it looks like a lot of fun. Just past the Scuttles Cove registration area, find another directional sign. I love how many signs they're putting up. It's really helping us to keep track of where we're going and where we need to go. Like this one, snorkel gear rental with the big arrow to the left. You want to head over there to get your snorkel gear if you have a rental for that. And this is probably the most famous photo opportunity here at Castaway Cay, Mount Rustmore. So you can see, got the different characters on the different large like buoy things there, which is a lot of fun. Across from that we have first aid, which hopefully you will not need during your visit, but should you, that is where it is located. Next to that is a set of restrooms, and then across from those restrooms we will find Yvonne's, I think that's what this is called. That's what the sign says, Island Bike Tour. So this is a merchandise area. You can see they have some kiosks outside of the building, towels, shirts, little playthings for the kids, You can even see inside the shop over here at this window some toys, suntan lotion, swim shirts, mugs, different kinds of things. So you can get some merchandise here at the shop. And right next to the shop is another path to the Castaway Cay Stingray Adventure, should you be partaking in that. So let's head down this sand path and show you what's down here. And we'll see our sign that says Castaway Cay Stingray Adventure, so you can see the folks out there actually right now in the water with their snorkels on, their masks, and the stingrays swimming around out there. So this is an excursion that you can purchase and do. They have different times available throughout the day. And just to give you an idea, get us situated here where we're at, you can see the ship over there, and then this is the like watercraft activities beach right next to that, and then back up to the store and the first aid and all those things. They also have mats and tubes that I believe they rent out. You can get those right here at this kiosk. So moving past Castaway Cay Stingray Adventure, you can see they have the board up there with the different times, 10, 11, 1, and 2, at least for our visit. Those are the times. We can head on down here. Now I wanted to point out there are some life jackets here. As we read, they are complimentary. And if the size you require is not on the racks, please go to the nearest rental location, which for here would be Gills, and Gills is this spot right here. Gills Fins and Boats. If you have prepaid tickets, they have a certain line for that. If you don't have prepaid, you can go to another spot. But this is basically where you're going to rent snorkel equipment, mask, fin, snorkels, all things like that. There's a sign-in area over here as well, and then they have the snorkel equipment return drop area here. Of course, you can give it a wash, give it a rinse, and then drop your vests, fins, snorkel mask there. And if you have a bag, it goes in the barrel. Right next to Gills do have some lounge chairs here with some umbrellas, and this is actually kind of nice because this is out on a point, so it actually has a really cool view. You can look back here over the family beach, snorkel beach area. You can look out just to the water there and on around where they're doing the watercraft activities. And there's some palm trees out here. It's actually a really nice spot to maybe grab a chair. And while we're up here, this will be a great time to talk about it, since I'm not going to walk the entire span of the beach. That's just pointless. Just know that they have a ton of lounge chairs and umbrellas all throughout. You can see them there all the way down, like all the way down. They just keep going and going. So what we're looking at right ahead of us here is the snorkel beach area. You can see everyone's got their mask and fins on. They do have those life vests on, those bright green ones, and you can snorkel all the way out there. They do have buoys that are marking off different interesting things out there. They have some sunken like character statues and other things, ships, like I think the Nautilus is out there from 20,000 Leagues. You can find all that out there at those buoys. They do have lifeguards stationed out there in the water as well, and it's all marked off and roped off in certain areas, so you can do that there. And then you have the family beach just beyond that. So this whole area is just kind of like a snorkel for the first part, and then an open swim area next to it. I think you could probably snorkel over there too if you wanted, though most people are going to do it here. So just kind of getting an idea of this is the snorkel and family beach area. Now I'm going to head back up by the gift shop and the first aid area, and we'll continue our tour there. I thought I had the name of the gift shop wrong. Yvonne's is just a decorative piece name over there. The name of the shop is actually She Sells, and then seashells is crossed out and everything else. So that is the proper name of this merchandise shop. Again, right across from first aid and the restrooms here. And right next to those restrooms, we'll find another Castaway Cay land map. And this might be a good way to show the tram instead of actually trying to just walk it and show you. So here we see this and that, the yellow numbers, those are our tram stops. So we have 4 of them in total. So the first one we showed you right off the ship, and then we showed you the second one. So the first one is called Cargo's Handling, and then the second one, number 18, that's Scuttle's Cove tram stop. We showed you that one as well. Then the tram continues along here to number 19, which is the Pelican Point tram stop. That's going to get you out to this area. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. And then number 20 over here is the Serenity Bay tram stop. So Serenity Bay is the adults only area of the island. So this is actually a runway, an airplane runway they have there. And so the tram will go back and through there. Of course, you could walk it, or you can also rent bicycles here, which is a great way to get up to the observation tower. As you can see, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, they're doing their biking and they're running back over there. So that's an option for you as well. All right, we're gonna head out here on our path and continue our tour. And as we walk, this is the backside of what I just showed you over at that point. Again, the snorkeling beach and the family beach with all those lounge chairs and umbrellas available for you right there. And next to that, they do have a small island information desk. Should you need a little kiosk here, available for your usage should you require some information. And right behind that is Pop's Props Boat Repair. I don't think that's really what it is. It does look like they do have some picnic tables and things here set up. I guess it's just maybe a standard little seating area here. Nice and shaded. Maybe it's additional eating space as well for when lunch is served. But whatever it is, lots of picnic tables covered and shaded. Oh, and this will also give us a great look at the Scuttles Cove area. Remember that kids area that we showed the registration for? So they have a big sandy play area. They have an outdoor play sets out there. They have a big sprayer right there. Lots of like play toys, buckets, pails, and then the bubbling splash area on across that we could see a little bit of earlier. Okay, it's all coming together now. So right through there is the seating area I just showed you, where we also looked at the Scuttles Cove. And then there's this shaded, covered, seated area that says dig in. All of this right next to a smoothies and frozen drinks kiosk, which are not currently open, but that's all right next to Cookies Barbecue. So this is the island style buffet where they will serve lunch up. This is where you're gonna come get that island food. It is included with the cruise fare. This is where they want you to come and eat. So they do have the hours posted there. Scuttles Cove participants 11 a.m. All other castaways 11:30 to 2. And that is like a hard painted sign, so I'm thinking that's pretty much always the timing. So they have these different stations here they'll direct you to. Head in, get your food, burgers, dogs, chicken, things like that. You see some chips and sides, things like that. And they do have drink stations with your favorite Coke products and water, lemonade, and vitamin water, Powerade, all that jazz. Fuse, iced tea, unsweet right there. And they have actually a couple of those, as well as some ice cream, soft serve dispensaries here at Cookies Barbecue. And inside the pavilion here at the Cookies Barbecue, you may have seen a sign back there that said Monstro Point. Oh, there's like a giant whale skeleton over there. I guess is that supposed to be Monstro? Oh no, what happened? Looks like that's maybe connected to the Scuttles Cove play area. So that's some fun stuff happening back there. All right, let's head out back to the main sidewalk, continue the tour. Right across from Cookies Barbecue, we'll find another map. And I didn't realize this before, but I really like this. They give little descriptions of what each thing is. So here we go. Monster Point is a whale dig site. So that's exactly what that was back there. And it's really cool. They break it down by the different things: attractions, food and beverage, merchandise, and then odds and ends, which they like to call this and that. So we're gonna continue here again, right across from Cookies Barbecue. We will find the Conked Out Bar. As the name would suggest, this is a bar with a beautiful view. They do have some additional seating out there as well on the little point. You come up here, got the little like the shutters open up here, so give you some shade, sit at the bar, grab a drink, and enjoy your time. Back across from that is additional covered seating for Cookies Barbecue. They want to make sure you have plenty of room here, plenty of tables, plenty of seating. That one's called Gumbo Limbo, so they just have fun names just for the covered areas. Now, let's head out to the beach here because something interesting we need to show. So out here in the family beach swim area, you will see out in the water that they have this fun play area. It has like suspended rope bridges. It even has like rope, I guess you could call it, I don't want to climb, but like a rope shimmy. So you can scoot your way across that rope, fall into the water. There's also like a rope ladder going across there that you can try to climb across and just run around. So I think it's, you know, mostly a kids area, but nice fun splash play area. There he goes, right in the water, just like that. So yeah, fun spot for the kids out here at the family beach and swim area. So right next to the Gumbo Limbo covered seating area for Cookies Barbecue, and just inland from that water play area we just saw is another restroom pavilion. Now, I'm not going to point out all of them as we go. I just wanted to make it well known that there are several of them available throughout the island. We have some freshwater showers there as well. Right next to that restroom pavilion, we will find another pavilion called In the Shade, and this is a gaming area. It's actually really cool. They have a lot of fun stuff in here. So they have giant checkers. They have small checkers, or chess perhaps, chalkboards so you can keep score. They do have a couple of billiards tables here, standard issue. They even have 3 basketball hoops here. I love how they do this, where they put the net, so it's just going to come right back to you. If you're not having like a full court game or anything, you can get some shots up and get some practice in. They also have a smaller hoop across there for anyone who can't reach the bigger ones. Also in the smaller pavilion across, they do have a couple of ping pong tables on either side, as well as 2 foosball tables here in the middle, and then they have a giant chessboard over here at the end next to the smaller basketball hoop. Lots of fun. And if you're curious about the height of this smaller hoop, I am 6 feet tall on the nose, and I am not standing on my tiptoes. So there you go. So we're just past the gaming pavilion here on our main sidewalk, just across from the family beach area. They do have some hair braiding stations available. So there is the pricing for those different kinds of braids and styles that you can get done. So they have several stations available here and all the accessories they will need for that. And just for clarity's sake, we're on the same sidewalk we've been on the whole time. So this one path just kind of follows around. So it should be pretty easy to keep up with where we're at. So the next thing we find is the Bahamian Retail Island Trinkets and Treasures Arts and Crafts. So you can see they have some wooden wind chimes, wooden ships, painted surfboards, hats, bags, all those typical things available right there. And there is another building for that located at this end. This one seems to have more of the clothing options, shirts, sundresses, swim shirts, and things of that nature. Okay, right here next to Pelican restrooms, we will find our first fork in the road, so to speak. So we can go over to the right, or we can kind of just keep going straight ahead. So I'm gonna go straight ahead and then we'll circle back around. Of course, we do have our directional signs to help us know which way we are headed to. So, right in front of us, we do find Flippers Floats. I believe this is where you can get some rentals for floats. Floating mats, inner tube floats, different things like that available there. So as we can see there, float rentals, $13. We have the inner tube floats as well as the floating mats. Now we're gonna head forward on our sidewalk here. You can look back over, see the beautiful Disney Fantasy in the distance, as well as the snorkeling and family beaches. But we're gonna head all the way out to the point. So out here at the end of the point, we will find the Heads Up Bar at Pelican Point, as the name would suggest. It is a bar. Hello. It's got some shaded seating there with those pop-out shutters. Once again, they do have some high tops available as well. And look, they've got this set up like if someone was going to have a wedding or some kind of ceremony here. That lovely like trellis archway with all the roses and flowers. That is quite gorgeous. The ship in the background and the beautiful water. Do have some additional high top tables and stools here with umbrellas. Get some covered seating as well as some Adirondack chairs and a lovely view all the way around. Working our way back to the main sidewalk now from the point, we will find this little thing, Pelican Point Overlook. So we can come right out here to this built-in, I guess you could say, dock or little boardwalk area. And what we will find is the Pelican Point Pelican Plunge area right over there. So you see they have the giant water bucket that fills up and dumps out. Gets everyone nice and wet. And then they do have a couple of water slides as well. So one is completely open air all the way down, and one is a tube that's enclosed all the way down. And this is not just for kids, this is for the entire family. Can come out here and enjoy. So we do have our beach kind of separated now because we did just walk out on the point. So there's the beach we had been seeing. Now we have the point that kind of breaks it up, and then the beach picks up back again right here. So this is a little bit smaller of a swimming area. It's not as big because it's buoyed off right there. But you can come out here to the Pelican Point and Plunge area, get your slide on, get your spray on, get the water buckets dumped on you. And in fact, even right here, they do have some water sprayers on the overlook. So you can kind of turn those here and give the wheel a spin, and I think at some point some water would be shooting out of there. You could aim for the metallic pelican out there on the props. So lots of fun being had out here at the Pelican Point Pelican Plunge. Alright, back here now where our path originally forked off, and we went this way to the Pelican Point and Pelican Plunge and overlook, all that jazz. So now we are going to come around this way instead and see what we can find. So the first thing we find here is the Summertime Freeze specialty drinks. So frozen drinks you can get here at this walk-up bar. They have different offerings, and it looks like most of them are non-alcoholic. If not all of them, actually. So So lots of fun stuff to be had in there, all themed after Frozen, by the way. And they do have the souvenir Olaf and Sven sipper cups inside there as well. Turning around here, we will find that tram stop that we showed you on the map there. So that's number 3 of the tram stops. And across from that, we do have By the Seashore. So remember the name of the first shop? Seashells, tongue twisters. She sells seashells and everything else. Now this is By the Seashore. So we're kind of continuing that on here. It's the same kind of merchandise though. Towels and shirts and swimwear and sunscreen and toys and things to play with in the sand and in the water. Stuffed animals, all kinds of fun stuff inside and out of the shop. And they even have some holiday decor in there as well, which is super, super cool. Look at the jingle bells. So going between By the Seashore and the Summertime Freeze with Olaf up there on the sign, we're going to proceed forward here. Did want to point out that this sign right here says 5K start. So they always have the Castaway Cay 5K, and this is the starting point for that. And just beyond that, you see all the bikes up there on the pole. This is the bike rental stand, $13 an hour to rent the bicycles. They have them in various shapes, sizes, and colors. You can get those there at the kiosk. So real quick, wanted to point out that our kind of main path is continuing over there around the beach side. We are actually now on the roadway for the 5K and the bikes and all of that. But just past the bike rental kiosk, we will find Spring-A-Leak. And Spring-A-Leak is a water splash play area. So here's the information for that. Pretty straightforward. And so you have the soft, I think it's soft. Let's see. Is it soft? Yeah, it feels pretty soft. Just water sprayers, water jets coming up out of the ground, which is a lot of fun. So I'm standing in here in the bike rental area because I did realize I kind of missed something. So you see the tram spot over there. You see the tram pulling in. There's actually a sandy path that comes along the backside there. They do have tetherball as well as beach volleyball set up here, and even have some soccer nets over there. Right next to By the Seashore, they'll find the island info booth here. And if you go through this like sandy path area, which is not marked in any way, which is kind of interesting, and I think I know why. It's because this sandy lane will lead to the hideout, which is a teens only area. So yeah, here it is back here. They do have some Adirondack chairs, a ping pong table, a volleyball net, like speakers to play some music and things like that. And then you can go through to the sandy play area where all the other volleyball nets, tetherball areas, and soccer sand areas were. So you gotta sneak through there right by the info booth next to the tram stop. Again, it's not really marked, so they just have to know where to go, find their way through there. Okay, across from Spring-A-Leak right now, I'm gonna head back over and get back on our normal pathway. We will return to the hard paved road later, but we're gonna go this way right now and kind of follow the beach around. So the first thing we come across here is Cookies 2, open for lunch 11:30 to 2 o'clock. So this is, we remember Cookies Barbecue back there, the buffet area. This is Cookies 2. This is the second one. I think they serve the exact same food. It's just an additional seating area to help spread everyone out and make sure you don't have to walk as far to get to lunch. So we're just gonna come across here. See, they do have the soft serve machines right there ready to go. Get your ice cream on, and then we come through this area, condiment station, ketchup, mustard, mayo, all that good stuff. Our drink station right over here. Oh, I smell that grill. It is cooking burgers, dogs, and chicken, all kinds of fun stuff to be had at Cookies 2 Barbecue, excuse me. Get your food right there and seat right next door. Across from Cookies 2 Barbecue and the covered seating that adjoins it, we turn back towards the beach and we will find Sandbar. An appropriate name thing. It is a bar, grab and go only from that window. So it's located out here in the sand, hence the name. And they do have some seating over here though, some stools and high top tables under this covered pavilion. And they have another window right there. Kind of hard to see because of that. Oh, there we go. There's the window. Grab your drinks, head out here. They do have some built-in bench seating as well. And then it just goes right back out here to the beach. And again, this is the family beach continuing on here, family swim area going all the way down. to this point because then there's a rope across. We'll get to that in just a second. So just past Cookies 2 barbecue, continuing along our path, we will see why that rope was across on the beach, because we do find ourselves at the cabanas area, and this is for cabana guests only, of which we are not. But if you have a cabana, this is where you'll go. You'll go through right there and they'll get you the cabana. I'll head to a map right now to kind of give you an overlay of what they're like. So back at our map here, we see it says beach cabanas 1 through 21. And if we come up here, here's Cookies 2, the restroom's right across, and that's where we came. That was the beginning of the cabana path. So you can see they're just laid out here along the beach, and that roped off area was right about there. There's the sandbar. So the roped off area began there. Then you have the cabanas beach. And as you can see, that's kind of the end of the path here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna backtrack back to our hard paved road at Spring Lake, and we're gonna cut through here, walk, and then we're gonna go to the observation tower, and then we'll end up at Serenity Bay. So there is Spring Lake back across to the family beach, and then to the right is Cookies 2 and the cabana area. So we turn and we find our hard paved road. Again, 5K start was, and you can ride your bikes here and things like that. It's going to be a bit of a walk, but we will make it. So we're just going to follow this through here. It's kind of like this jungle. If I remember correctly, it takes us out to the old runway, and then we'll find our observation tower, and we'll continue on around to Serenity Bay. So we have found a junction in the road here. You see the signs: bike path to the right, 5K to the right, biking trails to the right, Serenity Bay to the right, Castaway Air Bar and Rentals to the right, massage cabanas to the right. So the question is, what is to the left? Well, welcome cabana guests only. No bicycles beyond this point, please. So if you're a cabana guest, you can feel free to walk on down that path, but a bike should not go that way. We're not going to go that way, obviously. We're not cabana guests, so we're going to continue to the right here, down the winding road. So now we find ourselves at this little tram depot. I don't believe this is a stop. I think this is where they just park them. You see the sign down there. It says 5K to the left, or bike path to the right, back the way we came. Now I want to point out this sign here says pedestrians and bikes keep right. So we need to head all the way across here to the right side. We found ourselves on the old runway. This is the old landing strip here. The trams do come through here, hence why we need to be to the right as pedestrians or bicyclists. All right, about halfway down the runway here, we have reached our next junction point. You see the 5K path off to the right, and this cool old plane that they have put there. It says say bike path. So we could continue on straight down to Serenity Bay, but we're actually going to turn right here, go along the 5K path, and I believe this will take us to the observation tower. I want to point out they do have a cooler of water here, which is really nice. And as we enter this path, we see the sign, 5,000 feet to exit. Now there's no posted map out here, so you'll have to bear with me as I show you on my phone. So this is that junction point where they had all those trams sitting, and then we originally came in there at the bottom, then we turned left, and like I said, you could have kept going straight to Serenity Bay. We turned on this circular path, as you can see, takes us out to the observation tower. So that's what we're doing right now. And we arrive to a fork in the road, but all the signs, bike path, 5K, everything goes this way, even the arrows on the ground. So it says one way. So you're gonna go around to the right and do the circle counterclockwise. And this is what you can expect to see as you walk or bike along the path. It looks like this all around. To me, this feels like home. We live in Florida, and this is kind of what it looks like. So very, very familiar to me. Oh wow, 4,000 feet to exit. I've only gone 1,000 feet here, but it is quite serene back here. They do have fun little things like this along the way, just to keep things interesting. Okay, somewhere between the 3,000 feet and 2,000 feet left sign, we find this water station and a little fork off, and we turn to the right, and we find our long-awaited observation tower. So, got a area up here to park the bikes if you rode your bicycle out here. They do have racks for that on either side to put those in, and then that's it, just the stairs up. So let's head on up, take a look. Here we are at the summit, 46 stairs up, if you are curious, and sweeping views abound, mostly of brush and undeveloped island, but you do kind of get some like saltwater marsh areas over here, and then out to the open ocean straight ahead. And then again, some more of those inlets, saltwater marshy looking areas here. You can see over to Serenity Bay, the adults only beach area over there. Our path that we take along, head back out, and then back out. You can see our ship, Disney Fantasy, off in the distance. Let's head back down, continue our path around. So here's where we came to the tower. There's where we came in at. So now we're gonna head back out to the right, finish the circle, back out to the runway, then we take a right, go out to Serenity Bay. All right, back out at the end of the circle, back by the old prop plane, and we will turn right and head down the rest of the runway here, heading towards Serenity Bay, which once again is an adults only area. All right, we have reached the end of the runway. So I wanted to point out off to the right is bike parking. We do have the bike racks there. You can park those. And then wanted to point out that there is a pathway here called Bike and Hike. It says Strike the Ocean. So this is another pathway you can take, just like a walking or running or a biking path that you can go along down there. Now next to that is the cabana guest check-in. So they do have 3 cabanas down here at Serenity Bay as well. So the check-in for that is right there. We have another cool prop plane with Donald on it. I love that. That's so cool. And then over here, you see it says Serenity Bay, so that's the beginning point of Serenity Bay, the adults only beach area. We'll get to that in just a second, but first we need to come across and cover some different areas over here. So first we have our tram stop, benches and umbrellas there. If you want to pick the tram to go back, pick up the tram to go back. And then you see Serenity Bay barbecue area reserved for guests ages 18 and older. So adults only at this barbecue area. They do have lots of picnic tables with umbrellas. It is a much smaller venue than Cookies or Cookies 2, but they do have the same food here, and the soft serve ice cream, the drink stations, all that stuff right there. Now next to the barbecue spot is the Windsock Hut. This is where you can rent bikes, you can rent floats and tubes. Those are all $13 each. You can have those here, use them down at this area. They also have beach wheelchairs, and no cost for the wheelchair. Those are free to use. Okay, and this is really cool. Courtesy of our friend Gaston over at the Windsock Rental. No, not that Gaston, not with the biceps intimidating, but Gaston who works over at Windsock. He said because we're making the video and we're trying to give you guys the information, we can take a bike for free and take it down the path here to show you this bike and walking path. He said it's just down and back one way. There's a nice outlook at the end. So let's do it. I realized I said whose biceps are intimidating. He has biceps to spare, and as a specimen, yes, he's intimidating. I did want to point out here are the cabanas. I think I said there were 3, but it actually looks like there's more than that. On the sign it said 22 through 25, but I see a few more than that there, but that's where those are located. So now we're just going to continue on down the path here. Let's go for a bit of a ride, shall we? Oh, and they have the cabana entrances marked as well out here on the path, cabana 22 and 23, and they write the family's name on the chalkboard there, so you know where to enter at if you're coming from this path. And here's cabana 24. Looks like that's the last one. I like that one. Nice color. Oh no, that's not the last one. Here's some more. Cabanas 25 and 26. Really nice out here. The nice path. The breeze is blowing. Wouldn't probably want to do this in the summer, but here in December it's fine. Cabana 27, I think maybe that is actually the last one, because then I just saw the beach and some umbrellas. So yeah, we'll just path on, or take the path on down here and see what we can find. All right, we see a water station here. There is a path off to the right, but it says do not enter. And we have our bike rack up ahead, and then our lookout point here. So let me park the bike and we'll take a look. So here is our lookout. And that's all it is. It's right here, roped off and marked off. But it's not much, but it's got a beautiful view. Man, the water, it's so clear. Like ridiculously clear. And it's shimmering, shining splendor back there at Serenity Bay. So Gaston told me if you're looking at the map, you'll see Serenity Bay on the map, but this path we just took actually isn't marked. So you kind of just have to see the sign and know where to go for that. But that's it. And I'm horrible at estimating distances, and since I never do bike rides, I'd be really bad for doing that. But it was quite a ride to get back here. So now I'm going to hop back on the bike and head back. All right, after that nice bike ride back at the tram stop and the barbecue, windsock rentals right there, and then did want to point out have the Castaway Air Bar, which is just a set of restrooms, I do believe. I'm going to cut through this way now, and we'll head to the actual Serenity Bay. So the Air Bar is not just a set of restrooms, it's restrooms on the other side, but there is an actual bar here, and they do have some picnic tables out on the patio, some of which have an umbrella. This is a crew only area where you see people out there, so I'm guessing that's crew just enjoying their day. But then we're gonna go over here, check out the rest of the beach. So here is Serenity Bay, the adults only beach area, and you can see pretty much the whole span here. They do have lounge chairs with umbrellas tucked up by the dunes there next to the cabanas, and then they have the actual water here, crystal clear, blue, green, turquoise, aqua, whatever you want to call it. And it's a very large swimming area, so very nice out here, very serene. You do have some music and atmosphere up at the bar, but then the further you get down the beach, just the quieter it is. And again, it's an adults only area, so it's going to stay pretty quiet throughout the day. They do have a lifeguard posted out here, so no worries with that. But yeah, you're free to come, just enjoy the beach, relax, or get in the water. Alright friends, that's going to do it for today's video. We hope you enjoyed and found it informational and useful, and we hope that you want to come visit Castaway Cay yourself, which you absolutely should. And if you're interested in doing that, we can help make it happen. We are authorized Disney travel agents, and our services are completely free and complimentary to you. So feel free to reach out via that travel agent information in the description of this video. You won't pay a single cent more to go through us than you would booking direct on your own, and we would love to help you any way we can. So we hope we'll hear from you soon. Thanks for joining us for today's video. Once again, I'll remind you, if you're interested in Disney fantasy content, be sure to check out our playlist on our YouTube channel. But for now, we're going to sign off for today's video. We'll see you next time. Happy holidays and happy travels.